Hello, and welcome to this episode of Not Just Ghost Stories. I am your host, Josh, joined by Jackie and Laura, and we are a team of experienced paranormal investigators. Here we discuss different locations that we've investigated, along with a little history and paranormal evidence that we have found. Today, we're going to be talking about Loveland Castle in Loveland, Ohio. It's a pretty interesting and really neat place to visit. Laura, you have some history on it?
Well, I do.
Okay.
The history is more about the guy that built it than the castle itself. So the history of Castle Laroche
Laroche, yeah.
or Loveland Castle, which is what I'll call it, is not so much the history of the building, but the history of its owner and builder, Harry Andrews. Harry was drafted and served in the army during World War I. During his war service, he contracted spinal meningitis and was pronounced dead. 6 months later, when he was declared alive, his fiancée had married another man. After the war ended, he stayed in Europe and visited castles. Because what else was he going to do, I guess? Eventually, he returned to Cincinnati and worked for a local newspaper. On Sundays, he taught a class of boys' Sunday school. He bought a plot of land along the Little Miami River so the class would have a place to camp, fish, boat, swim, and have little parties. He called the group Knights of the Golden Trail. And in 1929, he vowed to build Thelma Castle. While Harry worked, the castle building was just a hobby, something he would get to for an hour or so a day. After he retired at the age of 65, in 1954, he began castle building in earnest. He lived at site and at the castle for the rest of his life. The castle is a full-scale replica of the castles he visited in Europe, except for the ballroom, which is 1/5 the scale of the one Harry used as a field hospital in World War I. Most of the rocks in Loveland Castle were taken from the Little Miami River, which is literally like
Right there.
from here to there, yeah. He kept a running tally of the supplies he used. So there was 2,600 sacks of cement, 32,000 quart milk cartons that he used for a mold to make the cement bricks, 57,000 5-gallon buckets of dirt, and 56,000 pails of stone. The front door of the castle is made up of 3 layers of wood with 2,530 nails. You think he really kept track that good?
I think
The
so.
toilet is made of concrete bricks. He also put in a moat, a garden, a drainage system, and a stone wall along the road and the road itself. Harry died in 1981 from gangrene. He was 91, and he left the castle to the knights.
Now, what I will say is this place is really cool just to visit. They do a lot of different tours of the castle. You can go and just kind of walk the property, see everything. Excuse me. You can see everything, and it's just a really, really cool place. Now, Jackie, you're the one that got this ghost hunt. What made you want to go look at this as a ghost hunting place?
Good question. Well, it was a castle and you can spend a night in it.
True.
Did we need to say any more?
It's very true.
But I would like to, I don't know if they're our audience, but it sounds like Laura was doubting Harry counting. So anybody who goes to the castle and can count the nails in the door, let us know if Harry was right or not.
I'd probably say that he was pretty close
Yeah.
because I mean, just looking at the door itself, it's a big, heavy door.
Oh, yeah.
But it's really, really cool. I
Yeah,
mean,
there is no way to escape out that door once everyone has gone to sleep without everyone knowing
that is true.
that you are exiting.
But even as you walk around the castle, there is different rock from different places, and it's actually etched into the rock.
I believe there is a rock from all 50 of the United States.
Yep.
As well as like maybe 40 other countries. And some of them are neat looking. They're more like
The-
courts and things and
The Knights of the
Golden
Golden Trail is still a viable group, and it is, I guess, worldwide. So Castle Laroche is the worldwide headquarters for the Knights of the Golden Trail.
I mean, even there's what three floors to this place if you want to count the roof.
Well, you have a dungeon, first floor, second floor. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
in the
the roof.
dungeon area, it's just a small part of the castle though.
It's disappointing. I was looking for, the rack and the Iron Maiden and stuff, and no torture equipment down there at all.
No.
Disappointment.
Yeah, so it only goes through about half the castle, and you go up the stairs. Now, one thing that I remember we were touring it, he said the stairs were specifically made like they are in the castles in Europe that he toured because they're meant to confuse people either going up them or going down them if the castle's being raided. And what they mean by that, they're actually offset and
Yeah.
crooked at certain points, and they can be,
And they
like a
go in a
huge step.
circle.
They go in a circle, and it can be you need to hold on. They put in a handrail, and for good reason, because you need to hold on because some of those steps can be rather large. Just trying to go up them or down them, it's almost like rock climbing at a certain point. But it is a really, really cool effect that he put in there from things that when he toured those castles over in Europe. Now we were there with another group from
Doggy Paddle. I
Yep.
call them the Doggy Paddles group because most of them work there, and I know they're thinking about names, but I don't know as they ever told me their names, so I just call them the Doggy Paddle group.
Doggy Paddle group.
We'll update you when they update us.
So they were with us too. They found the castle, they just loved the look of it. They had the roof locked, so
Yeah.
we couldn't go out on top of that, but you can see it, and everything this time, which was a really cool thing just to kind of see how everything was made up there. And you can actually walk around the whole entire perimeter of the castle and look down from that roof.
There is a moat.
Yep.
The moat is above ground, I guess you want to say, as opposed to being below ground, and it's not really full of it's water. It's a way to walk around the castle.
Yep. And then there's also a beautiful garden that they take care of that's off to the side. It's multi-leveled, flowers and bushes, and I mean just beautiful that goes off around there.
We're gonna posit the garden more because it's more than what he's saying.
Yeah.
One whole hillside is like wildflowers, and they actually have bunnies, bees, bees on site there. How do I know that? Because I entered the wrong side and did not see the sign that said "Do not enter bees at work," and I kept wondering why I kept seeing so many bees. But then when you get down to the castle, there's also like, I don't know, it's almost like outdoor rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And those have different pots with different things. And then the other side is that Josh was referring to is like a castle garden.
Yeah.
Like it's layered down the hill and there's, all these walkways and there's a lot of cement work done in it. So it's quite extensive. There's also like in the very back where it kind of starts meeting the tree line, they've took different trees that have grown over together and made like a cubby hole. It's got like chairs in there. I love gardens and I was highly impressed.
Yeah. Now, inside overall, like Jackie said, if you go down, once you enter the front door, you go off towards your left side. There's stairs that go down to the dungeon area. You're in a big room when you enter. There's another couple small rooms off of there.
Yeah.
Then there's the stairs that go up to the second floor. The second floor is the most interesting to me because that's where a lot of the stuff is anyways. But when you go up there, there's a couple different rooms to look at and research in there. But then you have a long hallway, and he's got like a round room at the end that's got different swords in it. It's got armor, actual knight's armor through there.
It's essentially a weapons collection.
And it is, well, it's almost like I remember walking into it and thinking like the Knights of the Round Table, Arthur, like this is where they would kind of meet if there was a table here, but it had chairs all lined up all the way around. So it's kind of like, it just had that kind of feel to it to me. And it was just actually kind of cool for me to kind of stand in there and see things.
And the chairs are like ornate. They're not just like chairs. They're wooden chairs that look like would be in the castles.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just trying to give descriptions for you all so you guys kind of understand what we're looking at and seeing here. So now let's get into the ghost hunt. We ghost hunted inside the property, outside the property, around the property, down at you guys went down toward the
River. Yeah.
river and did some stuff down there. So what did we get out of the ghost hunt overall? Do we know what doggy paddles got too?
I don't think they got anything. I think they were. It wasn't. To me, it wasn't a night for scientific evidence. We got a lot of stuff that you kind of wondered if some of the suits of armor, the energy around them was different. So did they
Especially
come?
in that room when there's those two, you could feel something there. But I
Yeah.
think that, I don't know that, I think it's attached to the artifacts.
Yeah. There was that one suit that, it was a little grumpy and stuff, but once I explained to us, we're just here, we're fascinated with the castle, we like it, and it seemed to calm down and everything. So,
Yeah. Where I felt almost a flow of energy is in that hallway between the round room
yeah.
and that one little room that you're talking about. That's where the grumpy guy was in that small room at the end of the hallway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where, for me, the strongest flow of energy seemed to happen. Like it was just going back and forth. I can't pinpoint exactly where it came from. I sat in there for a while just trying to figure out things and had a K2 and had my recorder going. I never got anything off of it, but it was just like this weird flow of energy that went back and forth in there. Now, downstairs in the dungeon, I had that same type of energy. And I don't know if it was because it was underground
Yeah.
or if we're surrounded by, the type of rock that he got out and then maybe that held energy. I don't know.
Could be you had water, water nearby, plus, not going to say limestone, but, rocks that can carry energy and stuff. So could be a lot of energy there.
Yeah.
And also, this was built by one man. He did have the knights help him carry rocks and stuff like that. But in reading the history and stuff, what started out as, we'll help you, let's volunteer after you carry 20 or 30 rocks from down where the river is up a few steps. He didn't get many helpers after that. So he kind of did it all himself.
And he did.
So,
I mean, it is impressive.
It really is with the way that it's built, how strongly it's built too, and how impressive this is. I mean, they have pictures throughout the place of him building it. And you're seeing it going, wow, this is kind of awe-inspiring. It's almost inspiring because he just did it as a retreat area, basically, for people.
Mhm.
You know?
Doggy paddles, they left once we were done.
yeah.
And remember, we can. I'm like, oh, I've never slept in a castle. We're not leaving.
Well, a couple of them had to go. They had to go to work. So
Yeah. But I mean, evidence-wise, I'll tell you guys straight out, I didn't get any evidence. There was no EVPs. Didn't really get a whole lot of stuff. Jackie, did you get anything?
like I say, again, this was not my first time at the castle. The first time at the castle, in that first room where we sat and were facing the fireplace,
Mhm.
it was Tech Jeff, me, Dan, and Tina, and recorders are running, and I got a growl. Not like there was a dog outside growl, but more like somebody growled at you that you really didn't want to get on their bad side. So I have gotten some energy. We did, Dan's very good with the dowsing rods, and that time he was getting answers off. The dowsing rod was moving and stuff, but couldn't understand the answers, and I just got the impression that there was a spirit of a cat who was
Playing
with a dowsing pendulum and things. So, and I think we did get a couple things off the dowsing pendulums. I also got woken up in the middle of the night. I slept upstairs, and something was in the one corner of the room. I don't want to say evil, but strong energy. Really didn't feel like confronting it. I turned down my recorder and I set it on the chair. I'm feeling around. The recorder is set on the chair. I take my hand away, but I could catch it if it fell. Didn't do anything. So I lay back down. I didn't bump the chair. The floors are stone, so it's not like you get a lot of vibration. I lay back down. I got my sleeping bag and covered up. My recorder fell off the chair.
Yeah.
So, did I get, besides the and that trip, besides the EVP of the ground, didn't get a lot. This current trip, you get a lot of, there's something there, but you didn't get. I believe we tried the Donner, didn't we?
We tried the
Tried
Donner.
dowsing rods.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't getting a lot of strong hits.
It was more by feel, you
Yeah.
know, because I can remember walking outside in that moat area, back at the back of the castle, and I'm like walking through there going, man, something's weird. And this is one of the places where we decided to try a trail cam that you had gotten. And we had set up a regular camera in there too, just to kind of see, you know, how this trail cam does. And we'd set it up in that area because it went through and then it turned at a 90-degree angle back on the side of the castle itself. And I don't think we got anything off of it. But how did the trail cam come out to work for a ghost hunt?
That's right. We did every time. We set up several cameras, GoPros.
Yeah.
And wherever there was a GoPro, I put a trail cam because a trail cam is motion sensor. So is the spirit going to trigger the trail cam? But in case it didn't, I wanted to make sure I had a GoPro there. And I thought this is a good place to experiment with this stuff and to see, can we go on a ghost hunt somewhere, set a trail cam up and be comfortable with that it's going to get us all the information. And the trail cam, of course, the GoPros are always on. The trail cam did have a lot on it. If I saw anything, it was us walking by, maybe a bug. A couple times, I don't know what triggered the trail cam, but nothing showed up on the trail cam. Nothing showed up on the GoPros. So it was a good experiment that, yes, the trail cam is going to come on. But no ghost walk by, so I still don't know if the trail cam will come on when there's a ghost coming.
Yeah. So it's something that we're still kind of working with.
Yeah.
We've tried trail cams on a couple others that we've done. One to kind of go back to Randolph, we tried a trail cam outside.
Yeah.
I remember setting that thing up. I mean, it was perfect. It didn't move. It was perfect. And somehow the next morning
It was up against the building.
it was up against the building, not where I had set it. It was actually on the ground.
Yeah.
Up against the building. So
Yep.
we don't know what happened there, and it didn't catch anything. So-
No, but it did keep coming on, but
Have to-
all you're doing is looking at the sky.
You know, when we go there again, we should put one in the same spot.
And then put a GoPro.
back a little bit
Yeah.
further from it to see. So that's something you learn about things, you know. But one thing we're going to talk about Loveland as a whole. You know, I've been to Loveland quite a few times. It's a neat little city. It's smaller, you know, it's on the outskirts of Cincinnati. But they do have a legend of the Frogman in Loveland also. And that legend is actually pretty cool. Laura, I think you have some information about the legend of Frogman too, don't you?
Yeah, it kind of tells you like where it starts, and because I had never heard of it. I don't know how I hadn't, because now that I have, I've seen frogs all over Loveland. Okay, so in March of 1955, a salesman was passing through Loveland and saw three creatures standing by the side of the road, kind of like underneath a bridge. He describes them as 3.5 to 4 feet tall, with leathery skin and frog faces. One of the creatures had a cylinder object in his hand and was waving it around. Then in March again, of 1972, a police officer, while driving along the river road at night, saw a large animal in the road. It was about 4 feet tall with leathery skin and a frog face. When it got to the guardrail on the river side of the road, it stood up on its hind feet, climbed over the guardrail, and walked into the river. 2 weeks later, another officer cruising the river road spotted an animal in the road. He shoots it, puts it in his trunk, and takes it back to the station to see if it was what the first officer had saw. Some versions of the legend say that he identifies the animal as a tailless iguana. Some version said that he never ID'd the animal until recounting this story in 2002 in an interview. The last sighting of the Loveland Frogman occurred in August of 2016, not March, when 2 adults were down by Lake Isabella at night and saw a huge frog in the lake with red glowing eyes. They took a photo of the creature and watched as it rose up on its hind legs and walked off. The town of Loveland has embraced the urban legend, and every year in March, I guess coming up March 6th of 2026, you have on here?
Yeah.
They're going to hold the Loveland Frogman Festival. Chateau Laroche has a small fenced-in area in their garden there in the front that we talked about, with a fountain and several frog statues paying tribute to the Frogman.
Mhm.
They also, in the castle, they have a picture of the Frogman walking up to the castle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in one of those rooms off the moat and stuff.
Mhm.
And I believe in that one, he has a top hat on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does. And it's pretty, funny, the Frogman. And we we just drove through River Road.
Yeah.
A couple times just to kind of see if maybe something would happen. It's one of those things we're going to go back and do some more investigation on this, because it's pretty cool. If I want to see Frogman. Now, who's to say it isn't some guy that doesn't have a butt that's just in
Yeah.
in leather pants. I don't have a butt, and I probably look like a frog from the back. Who knows? But
Well, let's get you some leather pants
And let's find out.
Find out.
maybe I can be out there with my people.
Stay tuned for those pictures, people.
Do you think we'll still need suspenders?
Leather suspenders are
Leather
always needed.
suspenders. So the legend itself is pretty cool, and Loveland embraces this legend.
I did ask the guy who was taking our money and giving us the tour, and he actually did not come from Loveland. He moved there as a kid, and he said the first time he heard of it, they were doing reports like who's your hero, and some kid did the Loveland Frog, and he thought, well, man, that kid's gonna get in trouble, but everybody in the class knew what he was talking about and stuff. So the town has just embraced the legend and stuff.
Yeah, the legend of the Frogman, kind of like the Mothman. They down there at Point Pleasant.
Yep.
They've embraced Mothman down there too. So when you start to get these legends, they're pretty funny how they pick up and how they start to roll. But the biggest thing is it true? Is it not just a legend? Is this an actual story that somebody saw? So the most recent sighting was 2016. I mean, it's hard telling exactly what's going on there.
Well, the first sighting, the guy probably would have been okay. I saw this frog looking standing on 2 feet, but when he gave him the wand to wave around, it's like I think he's been drinking or sniffing something too much. So
I like how when finally a second cop, he's like, I'm just gonna kill it.
Yeah. But the thing is, on that one, he killed it, put it in his trunk, took it back, and asked the other guy, is this what you saw? But nobody else has seen that.
And I have to say that a 3 to 4 foot iguana that doesn't have a tail is one monster iguana.
Yeah, usually iguanas.
right? Isn't their body kind of like?
Well, they can get big,
And
but
then
iguanas
their
can
tail
get
is
huge.
yeah.
But the tail makes up the large part. The biggest thing is he said that he saw it stand up on 2 feet.
To go over the
to
guardrail.
go over the guardrail.
Why wouldn't the iguana just go under the guardrail?
Exactly. They can actually run pretty fast. You know, if they get moving, an iguana, even without a tail, they can get running pretty fast. However, and the only reason I know this is I watch documentaries, iguanas cannot swim without their tail. So there's no way it's going into the river or it's drowning, one of the two down there. So, and then who has that many iguanas? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of the way I see it.
Not here.
Yeah, not here.
But it's great the way the whole town has embraced it.
I think it's great.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
And it's something that like I want to go back. The Little Miami feeds to the Ohio River. And who knows what's in the Ohio River?
Well, I haven't talked to Tech Jeff, but I like to we have a boat, and I'm not a boat person, but to go on Lake Isabel to look for the frogmen.
Yeah.
Yeah, take the boat and do that.
We can, I mean, that's.
She's agreeing to get on the boat with you, Jeff. You just take it.
But the boat's going to go real slow.
Make sure you take some anxiety meds for her.
Bourbon. It's called bourbon.
It's called bourbon. So,
and we've missed the festival. I believe March 6th. I don't know. I think I was on a ghost hunt. I don't know if we were on a ghost hunt, but
yeah, I mean, they have the festival every single year.
Yeah.
That I know of. They have it in it's like different places like they have like one main gathering area and then they have all this other little stuff around for it too. But again, Loveland Castle, which is one place, we looked at it and went, they got the frogman walking to Loveland Castle right here, on a picture.
Wearing a top hat.
And if you're ever in the Cincinnati area, Loveland Castle, I believe they're open 7 days a week.
They are.
I think it's a $5 donation or something to go in. And you can actually go inside and, walk through the gardens and do all that.
Well, my boss at work, our boss, he actually called us and said, can I borrow a couple pieces of equipment? Because they were going through there at the daytime and they were allowing them to, kind of check some stuff out.
Yeah.
So they're open to you doing investigations just whenever.
Yeah, they're pretty laid back. They're really nice.
And
that caretaker, he lives like as you pull in, there's a house.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's somebody always on property. Yeah.
And just as a warning for all you people, his boss did not believe in ghosts or anything, but till he hung around with us for a while. And matter of fact, the last boss we converted him too.
We did. So it's dangerous to be around us, I think is what she's
We're
saying.
Contagious.
I mean, but one of my final thoughts on Loveland Castle is it's a cool place just to go visit.
It's affordable too.
It's affordable. It's a good place to go ghost hunt, especially if you're brand new at something like this.
Yeah.
In order to try to figure things out and try to learn how to do things. Even trying different experiments to see what happens. With those, kind of like what we did with the trail cam and the GoPros. If you're unsure and you don't want to take it to some place like, Hinsdale or one of the big name places, because you're like, well, what if I'm just wasting this? Go to a smaller place, and Loveland's one of those good smaller places to try. I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah. And it's always better if you're experimenting stuff. Go to a place where you know you're going to come back, stay alive. So that's always good.
Well, I mean, if you're going to experiment anywhere, you want something smaller, something that you know is controlled. We've done plenty of experiments at places we've done a couple different times just to see, okay, does it work here?
Yeah.
Does it do this? How does it work type of thing?
Loveland is to get to it. Harry put it in a place where it's not a road that you're going to have semis coming down, because they won't be able to get down it. There's no turnaround. It dead ends. You do have people coming down there's a picnic area there and stuff, but it's very quiet, peaceful, and traffic died off pretty quick.
Yeah.
So.
Well, any last words about Loveland Frogman or Loveland Castle?
Nope, but if anybody goes there and sees a frogman, get his autograph for us.
Yeah. Or get a picture and at least post it to us, because I kind of want to see this.
Yeah, because we are kind of actively searching for him.
We are. It's one of the things we're actively searching for. We have a lot of things. So,
That and our sanity.
any last words for you, Laura?
Everybody should do it. You get to sleep in a castle.
Oh, as a psychic, did you pick up anything? Just the little.
It was a pretty slow night for me. The two statues, the knights. I felt some things there, but nothing like to say which piece it was or what kind of person it was or any of that. So just kind of lightly. Actually, the place that I would like to set and like psychically investigate more would be at the river across the road.
Yeah.
And we did for a little while, but there's a lot of bugs.
And we did that because it was so peaceful. I really
Yeah.
didn't want to leave.
All right. Well, with that, this has been Not Just Ghost Stories. We've been your host, Josh.
Laura?
And Jackie.
And until next time, you can contact us on Facebook at notjustghoststories.com. And actually, we would love for your all's input. You can watch us on Facebook and comment, or you can contact us at notjustghoststories@gmail.com.
Should we give them a little teaser? We recently did a ghost hunt at St. Albans. So that will be showing up in a podcast. We don't know when, but keep an eye on us.
I think it'll bump in the line because I think we want to do it.
I got to finish going over evidence. Thank you.